right. Hello. Hello to the study. How is everyone doing? A couple minutes early, just to give everybody some time to chime in. We'll just start here in just a few minutes. Michael, hey Michael, how are you doing? Oh man, so glad you're here, Michael. This is my friend in Kerrville. Good friend, a very good friend. One of these days, you guys will have to meet Michael. Love that man's heart. Oh man, so we are going to wrap up Colossians chapter 3. How about that? What do you think, man? It's only taken more than half a year to do the first 3 chapters of Colossians. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm glad that we're not, going through it too quick. I kind of appreciate, just taking little bites, as it comes. And then, next Thursday, let me go ahead and announce it. Let you know that Cheryl Smith next Thursday is going to be my guest. So, anyways, make sure you, blow up the group and encourage people to chime in next Thursday as well. So, there you have it. You're the first to hear it. Yes. Okay. Let's see here. Got a little bit of notes today. Not a whole lot. But definitely, I think I've got some really good points that I want to share with you guys. I left my water over there.
Okay.
And okay, and so we're going to be talking about husbands, love your wives.
Perfect time.
Just a little bit.
I like my
We, Aubrey and I just celebrated our 12th year anniversary. So I think it's actually quite timely. Husbands, love your wives. I'll try to not get in trouble. She's sitting on the other side here, so I'm gonna behave. I'm not gonna get slapped. I haven't shaved in a while. Get that done. Okay. Anyways, let's open up the Bible and Colossians chapter 3, verse 18 through 25. Let me read it to you guys. Wives, submit yourselves to your husbands as it is fitting in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives and don't be bitter toward them. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Fathers, do not exasperate your children, so that they won't become discouraged. Slaves, obey your human masters in everything. Don't work only while being watched as people pleasers, but work wholeheartedly, fearing the Lord. Whatever you do, do it from the heart, as something done for the Lord and not for people, knowing that you will receive the reward of an inheritance from the Lord. You serve the Lord, for the wrongdoer will be paid back for whatever wrong he has done, and there is no favoritism. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, husbands, love your wives, and wives, submit to your husbands. So, yeah, it's husband, love your wife. So this is, I think it's the Greek word agapagos. So it's similar to agape, but a little bit different. It's talking about a lot of practical ways of loving your wife. Beyond the romance, although romance is important, it's talking about the practicalness of it, the helping her to feel important and appreciated, making her laugh, that kind. Doing silly things together, doing things together, and living life together. Love your wives. 12 years of marriage, it's long for some, and for others, you're just barely getting started. And there's definitely one thing that I've learned is that I'm still learning a lot, and I have a lot to learn about being married and about how to love my wife. So, anyways, moving on just a little bit to wives, submit to your husbands. Has nothing to do. Okay, look, listen, guys. It's not a negative. There's definitely some culture stuff going on in there, in that time zone, timeline. But it has mostly everything to do about... Actually, you know what? David Bentley has a great explanation in his Bible. And the word there for submit is... I'll pull that one up too, huh? How about that? Because it's important. So the Greek word in there literally means to subordinate. And here's what he says. He says, in the sense either of arranging under or of being subordinate to. But it can also mean being stationed under the shelter. And he goes on to explain why. He says, of something or someone, or simply being assigned to someone. In the case of wives and husbands, the issue here does not seem to be merely one of domestic authority, which in the reciprocal service, which in the first century would have been a matter of positively banal obviousness, but also one of the reciprocal services and protection. Hence, the verb has a very different connotation than does, say, that he's talking about where the next verse where he's talking to the children to obey their parents, which is used 2 verses below of the obedience of children to parents. In the world of late antiquity, the household was under the authority of the paterfamilias, I think is how you say it. But it is also the case that in the unpoliced society, households were often small fortresses with bolted outer gates and inner doors. Wives were often much younger than their husbands, and male labor was the foundation of most of the economy. So that, to me, anyways, seems like a far better understanding of submit. So it's more about husbands protecting their wives from the dangers of just society and how society used to be back then. So there you have it. Then the next part there where it starts talking about children, let me go back to it. He says, let's see, children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Fathers, do not exasperate your children so that they won't become discouraged. And I really like how Francois expands on this in the Mirror Study Bible. I'll just read it to you first, and then I'll kind of dive into it a little bit further. But he says, children, you display the Christ life in the way you respond to your parents. Keep them glowing with joy. They reflect God's delight in you. And children, I think, display without shame the end of religion. Think about it. Think about how when a parent gives a gift to the child, okay, no matter what it is, let's just say the example is, a father gives his son a toy. Maybe it's a Tonka truck or something like that, and the response that the son gives the father in receiving the gift, the toy, and immediately is infatuated with the toy and begins to use the toy to its fullest potential. Children, or the childlikeness, is the only condition capable of entering God's kingdom. The child, at least I know that this doesn't go across the board to everyone, and not everyone had a wonderful childhood. But we know that many have had wonderful childhoods, and so we can celebrate the childhoodness of a child through others, right? But when the child receives a gift, he's not concerned about where the gift came from. He's not worried about whether or not he's worthy enough of the gift. You see where I'm going with this? Children display a heavenly mindset. That's the condition of their mind, where they receive things so openly, without question, without doubt, but with full amazement and wow and astonishment. Think about how the child responds. Picture that. Picture how the child responds to receiving a gift, in this case, the father, right? Or it could be the mother to daughter. And how they immediately, without doubt, without any hesitation, they go and they hug the parent. They hug the mother or the father, whoever gave them the gift, and is grateful. The child can do nothing to earn that gift. He simply just opens the gift up and takes it to go play in the dirt, right, with the Tonka truck. So let me say this, right? It is righteous for the child to celebrate the parent. Are you catching this? Likewise, it is righteous for the Father to glorify the Son. And in doing so, the Father glorifies you. I'm trying to paint the picture of this child receiving a gift. Say at a birthday, maybe it's a birthday, and that whole exchange that happens between the parents and their child, when they receive a gift. What's also interesting about the child is that there is absolutely nothing. The child is incapable of earning his way into the kingdom, and is completely dependent on the parent. And so the son is completely dependent on the father. Remember where where Jesus is. Maybe you're thinking of this. I don't know, but in case if you're not, remember when Jesus grabs or it says that if you don't receive the kids, if you don't receive this child, you can't have any part of me. I think it's in John. I can't remember where. John chapter 1, maybe somewhere. Anyways, but you get the point. But as one of the things that Robert Capon says is that Jesus is the ultimate big kid. He is the kid on behalf of you and on behalf of me. Okay, so moving on. Which would be, let's see, hang on, don't want to lose my spot. Okay, slaves, obey your human masters in everything. Don't work only while being watched as people pleasers, but work wholeheartedly, fearing the Lord. It's interesting. So I just, as I told you guys, I recently got a new job working at a brewery, and I bring my excellence to my new job, not because I'm trying to impress the owners. No, I don't bring my excellence because of that. Although it helps, right? I don't bring my own. I don't bring my excellence to impress myself. I don't do it to impress the clients that are there that are wanting to be served. That's not the reason why I bring my own excellence to the job. I do it because I recognize Christ in them. And it's not because I don't recognize that Christ is in them because they are well behaved or well mannered. I recognize it purely because of the grace of God, because He's revealed it to me, right? Otherwise, I can't give Him all the glory. So I bring my excellence to that place of work because I've recognized that Christ is in all. Talk about a paradigm of a shift in your mindset, in the attitude, and how you have a conversation with someone else, in the attitude of how well you do your job, how well you accomplish your tasks. Because you realize that you're no longer doing this for yourself, and you're also no longer just doing this for your boss, but you're doing this for Christ, as Christ. And so it is Him that inside of me that compels me to bring this excellence to whatever it is that I'm doing. And it could be to, as I said at the beginning, husbands, love your wives. You see? Okay. And so finally, just wrapping it up. It's a short one today, guys. As it says, unrighteousness is not a respecter of persons. So let me end with this, that likewise, and more significant, Mr. Grace is not a respecter of persons. Amen. Bless you guys in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to open up a little hangout room. And right here on the group page, after I click the little finish button, so just click on over to the hangout room, and would love to see your faces. All right.